All right, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. Thanks for joining me. So right now, I want to talk about November and what's going on with that. So right now, let me just give you a brief synopsis of November. So November's energy, the astrological energy, is Scorpio for the most part. With the sun already in the sign of Scorpio, you know, we're looking to be a little more intense. We're looking at clearing the things that have been part of our lives for a very long time that we want to get rid of, because Scorpio is very well known for transformation. And for things to transform, we need to see what really is the root of any issue or the cause of issues that we might have in our lives. So this is an opportunity once a year, especially when the sun moves through that Scorpio energy, for us to be made aware of what is deep within, what is hidden from ourselves, what we hide from ourselves, or where this transformation in our lives need to happen. And so we're going to work with that because we have many planets moving through the sign of Scorpio and a few others, and we'll get to the details of that in a second. So wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, I will be addressing that by talking about each zodiac sign next and how that plays out for you. Okay, Capricorn, this one's for you. So let's get started right off November 2nd with Mercury moving into the sign of Scorpio. This goes right into your solar 11th house, because that means you have Capricorn rising. And when that happens, what we get is we get a lot of communication, and communication takes on a very serious, deep level. You know, it's like everybody wants to talk about something that's very deep. It's not superficial these days. As a Capricorn, that's okay. You guys are rather serious for the most part, you know, if you really embody your rising sign or your zodiac sign of Capricorn. You know, you are somebody who, usually people who are very business-like and business-oriented. Having fun takes a little boost from others around you. But needless to say, when Mercury's in Scorpio, that's the area of friendships, groups, and social endeavors. If you're interested in those things, that can be activated a little bit with this Mercury transiting through that sector. Now, it can also help you to realize who are good friends and who aren't, and you can also decide what groups work for you and what don't. That 11th house is also a sector of the chart where we can set goals and really focus in on what our goals and dreams are. And they can be mystical and mysterious. That Scorpio energy in that sector wants us to do that. So step outside your comfort zone of that Capricorn and the foundations and the structures of what society says, and try something different right now for the next 3 weeks while this energy is in there. We also have the new moon in that sector too on November 11th. I'll do a separate video for that, so please come and watch that when the time comes. If you subscribe, you'll be notified when it's up. But November 11th, that new moon in Scorpio in your 11th house, fabulous place for it for you. It's all about setting goals, setting new goals, and you've got all the power of the universe behind you, the power of the moon. New moon cycles are all about setting new goals, and with it in your 11th house, this is a great opportunity for you to set some goals beyond what you think you've ever done before. It happens once a year, so this is a once-a-year opportunity for you. So I'm going to back up just a little bit, because also on November 2nd we have Venus and Mars making a conjunction in the sign of Virgo in your solar 9th house. And so this tells me that there might be an opportunity here for you to step up and get a little more education for whatever would help for your work. On November 9th, Venus moves into the sign of Libra. That goes into your career sector. On November 12th, Mars moves into the sign of Libra. So they're in the 9th house right now. Well, while I'm recording this, they're in the 9th house for all of October and part of November. And so that means education has come up for you in October and November. When they get into that 10th house, that means you're going to be looking for harmony, for fairness, for balance. It's your career. All right, so if you've done some education, even if it's just a weekend course, a weekend workshop, or some things like that, you're going to take that back to work, and then you're going to be expected to do extra work, but you can also expect to get a raise, ask for more, find a better job. All of those things are available for you with Venus and Mars in Libra moving, since they've moved into your career sector, that 10th house. Now, we'll finish up with November. So on November 20th, we have Mercury moving into the sign of Sagittarius. That's just fun for everybody. So let's see, Mercury moving into the sign of Sagittarius on November 20th. On November 22nd, the Sun moves into the sign of Sagittarius. All of those move into your solar 12th house. And that 12th house represents those things that we hide from ourselves. But when the Sun and other planets like this one, Mercury, move in there, we have an opportunity to work through things that have been hidden, things that we hide from ourselves. It's the closet that we put everything in that, we don't want to deal with throughout life. You also happen to have Saturn in that sector. It's been in that sector, started in January to June, took a little break, came back in September. I have a separate video up on that one coming up soon on Saturn alone. With Saturn moving through your 12th house for 2.5 years, maybe even 3, it is taking a nice deep scour and cleaning through a lot of karma and a lot of issues that we all just sort of hold. It's good to see this stuff. But why am I talking about it? Because on the 24th, Mercury conjunct Saturn, and on the 29th, the Sun conjunct Saturn. And so when those two planets come through, they're just going to move through your 12th house in a month, 3 weeks to a month, Mercury and Saturn. Mercury and the Sun. But with Saturn in there, and these two, the Sun and Mercury triggering Saturn, it's an opportunity for you to truly start working on yourself. Don't hide from it. You can't hide from it. This is about working on yourself behind the scenes. Nobody else has to know. If you feel like you need to go see therapy, go get therapy. If you feel that depression is too much for you, because that's not going to happen to everybody, but it might happen to some people, then you go talk to somebody. You do the things that make you feel better. Because when Saturn moves through that sector, it's important that we face the things that come up. And the way things come up is usually from an outside source. Somebody does something that irritates us, or somebody does something that pisses us off and we don't like it. Take a look at it. Figure out why it's triggering something in you. And work on it. This is a great opportunity. Right now, it's just the last couple of weeks of November. Things get triggered. And then things can calm down again. But just know with Saturn in that 12th house sector, you've got some work to do. We all go through it every 28 years it takes. That's how often it happens, which is super rare. Once or twice in a lifetime. And when the first one happens, we don't have a whole lot of baggage because we're not that old. When you get to the second one, it's when you have to start really working on stuff. So work on those things for you. If you need some help with that, just, you know how to reach me. My website is everywhere, all over these videos. So you click on that and you get right to my website. Okay? All right. Don't leave your birth information on these videos. That's not safe. I won't allow it. You don't need to put out your birth info on the whole world to see. All right? Contact me. Thank you for listening. I feel like I just lectured instead of told you stuff. But Saturn in the 12th house takes a lot of work, so you have my support if you need it. Thank you. Namaste. Blessings.